Hello, welcome to another episode of Wild Living with Sunny, and welcome to North Dakota. I'm up near Minot visiting some of my relatives, and it's absolutely beautiful here on the prairie. In fact, our tallgrass prairie is one of the most endangered ecosystems in the United States. So getting out and enjoying these wild places that are left is really a fun thing to do. There are a lot of plants going off right now, one of them being the bee balm, or butterfly weed. It has a lot of different common names. The Latin name is Monarda fistulosa, and I like to use this as a wild oregano. So here we've got a delicious wild vegetable called common milkweed. There are a lot of references to its toxicity, but no need to worry. As long as you cook the milkweed and discard your cooking water, make sure that it doesn't taste bitter, you should be just fine. Remember that a lot of our common cultivated plants also have toxic parts, so don't let it discourage you from harvesting wild edibles. There are a lot of different edible parts of the common milkweed, one being the newly emerging shoots in the springtime. Secondly, are tightly clustered, unopened flower buds. They kind of resemble a broccoli as it's beginning to emerge. And then you also have some delicious seed pods that are put on later in the summer. As long as you harvest them before the seeds actually start forming in there, you can harvest that young silk, and it's really an interesting wild food. So right now, I'm just going to pop off these tops and then make sure again and boil them until any type of bitterness is removed. Although it's not an edible, most folks know the wonderful medicinal value of Echinacea, and it really grows as an abundant roadside weed here in North Dakota. You'll probably want to get to know this plant. Juneberries, absolutely delicious little fruits that are quite fleshy. In fact, I think the seeds also have a bit of an almondy flavor to them. They're really, really quite good. These plants are found in many different places around North America, and I believe there are about 20 different species. If you can actually get enough home to do something with, I really like to dry them. They dry up quite nicely, and I like to throw them in my son's lunchbox for school. I think my Aunt Marilyn has something different in mind for them though, so let's harvest them up and head to the kitchen.
And then my mother always said to handle a pie crust as little as possible. And then with the rolling pin, you roll lightly.
So did your mom make a lot of pies?
She made about 3 every day,
Oh my goodness.
all her life.
And what do we have in here? We've got about 2 cups of flour.
About 2 cups of flour, about 3/4 cup of butter-flavored Crisco, dash of salt, and about 5 tablespoons of cold water.
Grandma and I went out and got the Juneberries this morning.
Gee, ambitious.
Yeah. And we've got a couple cups of Juneberries in there, just a little more than 3 cups.
Yep.
About 3/4 cup of sugar.
Thirsty, Mom.
And a couple tablespoons of flour.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Marilyn, that looks so yummy.
Does that look good?
Uh-huh.
Got lots of berries here, so that was great, plenty of berries. Or some pie tins, you know, are deeper than others, so you use more. Don't want to waste these that we got sugar and flour on.
So we put the crust on top, and then how long are we going to bake it for?
Well, I bake mine at 400 for an hour.
Okay.
That's if we can get the crust on top of the pie. Oops, it's kind of falling apart. And I always leave enough on the top edge to tuck under the bottom crust. That'll kind of help seal it in, seal the juices in a little bit better.
Yeah, she does.
Looks beautiful.
I'll sprinkle a little bit of sugar on top.
This is really, really yummy pie. Thanks, Aunt Marilyn. So why was your mom making so many pies?
Well, you see, there was 6 in our family.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we always had 4, 5, 6 extra hired men.
Uh-huh. So what kind of farm did you guys grow up on?
We grew up on a cattle ranch
Uh-huh.
and a buffalo
Uh-huh.
and chickens.
And chickens
and
too.
pigs.
All right. Well, if you want to see the recipe, make sure and visit my website, www.wildfoodplants.com. We'll catch you next time.